So number 10 says, passage 1 suggests that Thoreau would most likely agree that the power unleashed by the machine was. So let's recap what passage 1 is saying about the power of the machine. I think passage 1 is painting the power of the machine as being a threatening force, right? So if I look in lines, I think 7, it says, Walden was an illustration of the intensity with which 19th century America protested the intrusion into pastoral harmony of the forces of industrialization and urbanization. In this sense, Walden is revered as a text of regret, a lament for a world passing out of existence. So in passage 1's view, right, industrialization was kind of something we regretted, right? It was our old way of living was kind of going away, right? A lament for a world passing out of existence. So not a real positive opinion of the power unleashed by the machine. Now let's look at the line 22 in passage 2 that they're actually referring to. It says here, providing a full record of Thoreau's purposeful energy, Walden demonstrates that the power unleashed by the machine is not that different from the power required to transform the wilderness into productive garden. Okay, well, what would passage 1 say about that? Well, passage 1 would not say would not agree with that, right? He wouldn't say, yeah, the power of the machine is pretty much what's already happening in nature anyway. He's saying, passage 1, remember, says it's an intrusion into pastoral harmony, right? So that's saying we're kind of like getting involved somewhere where we really shouldn't be. So let's look at our answer choices. A says, the power unleashed by the machine is kept in check by comparable forces in nature. Yeah, I don't think passage 1 would say that, right? Passage 1 thinks the power of the machine is not a good force, right? And one that's an intrusion, right? An invasion. So I don't think he would agree with A. B, largely destructive of nature's tranquility. I like that one a little bit better. I think it's one that we should definitely keep. Let's go to C. Exaggerated by those who do not seek out nature. No, I think that's kind of random. They're trying to use words there that were used in the passage, but the meaning doesn't really make sense. The power by the machine was exaggerated by those who do not seek out nature. Yeah, I don't think so. D. Necessary to transform nature into something productive. Well, again, remember, passage 1 doesn't like industrialization so much, so he wouldn't say that it's necessary to transform nature, right? That's like the opposite. E, less threatening to one who lived close to nature. Remember, passage 1 thinks it is threatening, so I wouldn't say that passage 1 thinks it's less threatening to one who lived close to nature. So I think overall, B is the one that kind of says what passage 1 believes, which is that the power unleashed by the machine is an intrusion, right? So it's largely destructive of nature's tranquility. And I think the harmony part, intrusion into pastoral harmony, right? Harmony means like peace, right? So does tranquility. So yeah, it seems to match pretty well. I like B.